The leaves are falling beautifully and quietly, one by one. There's no rush about it, and there's no hurry. Just a simple rhythm, the turning of a season. In many ways, life at home with little children feels the same. Ordinary, slow, quiet. But what if this quiet life is not something to escape? What if it's the very thing our world is starving for? Our culture tells us that a life at home is small, that raising children is boring, and that we need bigger dreams and louder stages and brighter lights. But I've begun to see that this so-called boring life is sacred ground. These little hidden moments, the bedtime stories, the sticky fingers, and the 1000th question of, can I have a cup of tea with honey please, mummy? They shape the souls of the next generation, and they shape us too. Being with our children isn't always glamorous, and it won't win us awards or followers, but it is powerful. Because children don't need a perfect parent, they don't need expensive toys or grand adventures, but they do need us. They need us to be there, and they need our presence and our steady love and our willingness to show up day after day. In a world that glorifies productivity and success, simply being there for them may look small, but it is in fact the greatest work we will ever do. Leading a quiet life doesn't mean we give up on meaning. It's quite the opposite, actually. To lay down our lives for our children is to live out that deepest calling of love and self-sacrifice and serving. And this quiet life is not wasted. It is woven with laughter of our children echoing throughout our homes. It's with the sound of crayons scribbling on paper and the prayers said over our children and the singing over their sleeping heads. It's important to remember that these are the seeds of eternity planted in ordinary soil. Oh, you just can't beat a cup of tea. I don't think you can, especially from a pot. I just don't think you can. We are going to be making some plum crumble. We have lots of plums going in our church garden, and I'm excited to make something with it. It feels very autumnal and very delicious. I love crumbles. They're a classic English staple, British staple, so let's get baking. Somewhere along the way, we were taught that homemaking was a lesser thing, that it was drudgery, not worth doing, unworthy of ambition. But homemaking is in fact not small. It is the creation of beauty. It is the art of building a home and a safe haven for our family, a place where love is lived and memories are created together. And there is so much joy to be rediscovered here, in slow meals, in rhythms and routines, in traditional homemaking, in the gentle shaping of a space where our children feel like they belong. I definitely used to feel that pull, the temptation to leave home for something greater, to find my worth in a title, a paycheck, or an achievement. But again and again, day by day, I'm drawn back. And in these tumultuous times of the world, I see again that people are being drawn back to the family, to the small hands tugging at our sleeves, and to the table where food is spilled, drinks are messy and everywhere, but where we share stories, and back to the quiet work and important work of raising the souls around us. And I see it now that there is nothing small about this. This is the very heart of life. And maybe you're not a mother, maybe you're not raising children right now, but the message is the same. A good life, a deep life, is not found in constant striving for more. It's found in showing up for the people right in front of us that God has placed in front of us, in being faithful and obedient in the small things, in living simply and slowly and with love. The world tells us to chase greatness, but perhaps true greatness is found right where you are, right now, right here, in the home, in the quiet, hidden, boring life of loving. See, the years go quite fast. I'm learning that with our 3 little ones. But I hope we don't miss them. I really don't want to miss the beauty in them. So a quiet life lived in love, in small moments of obedience, a faithful life is never wasted. I think I have manhandled my butter and my flour a little bit too much, so I'm just going to stop. It's not as sandy as I would like, but I think we're just going to go with it anyway. The work of the home is repetitive just by nature. We fold the laundry only to do it again tomorrow. We cook 3 meals a day, and before the pots are even dry, the cycle begins again. And it's easy to believe that repetition equals insignificance, but that is not true. Repetition is what builds the rhythm of a home. It creates security, a sense of normalcy, a foundation children can stand on. The very fact that these things must be done again and again is what gives them weight. In a culture obsessed with novelty and constant change, repetition quietly teaches us discipline, steadiness, and love that endures. Motherhood, like nature, moves in seasons, and there are the exhausting newborn days, the curious toddler years, the school days, or the home educating days like what we're doing that seem to rush past us, and then suddenly adulthood. Just as autumn reminds us that beauty and change go hand in hand, parenting reminds us that no season lasts forever, and that can feel heavy when we're weary in that very tricky moment that we're having. But it also invites us to notice and to pause and to recognise that what feels mundane right now will one day be remembered as holy and fleeting. See, the slow days are not wasted. They are the seasons we're given, and they are worth inhabiting fully. As I've been sharing about the heart of homemaking, I think it's important to remember that it isn't just about philosophy or values. It's also about the very practical spaces that we create and the day-to-day choices that make our homes warm and welcoming. And one of the ways I've been leaning into that lately is by updating our guest bedroom. It may seem like a small project, but for me, it's just another expression of hospitality, where I can just create a space where friends and family can feel cared for when they're here. So let me show you what we've been working on. Well, mostly my husband, but let me share with you anyway. Well, I have just a minute here to just give you such a long overdue update on our office room. If you've been watching for a while, then you will have remembered I did a while ago an office bedroom makeover where we painted everything, made it feel cozy in here. This is where my husband works most of the time, so I really wanted it to feel cozy and inviting and kind of masculine and make it sort of welcome for him to spend a lot of time in here. And this is also a guest room for us too, so we had a bit of motivation the other day to kind of get a few decorations up as we had guests coming round, just to make it cozy and add a few very traditional kind of style elements. And everything is either hand-me-downs, thrifted, or I just scrambled around the house and found stuff. I did a charity shop haul a while ago, and I have included a lot of the pieces from that charity haul onto the walls. It felt like the perfect time to share this because cozy season is upon us and I love being cozy, and this room really makes us feel so cozy and we really enjoy being in here now. So let me share a few of the things that we've been doing. We started with updating the shelves. We have kind of a mantle sort of piece here that must have had an old fireplace in it, but unfortunately when we moved in it had been boarded up. My goal would be to get a fireplace in it, but that's probably not going to happen for a little while. So we have added some shelves here along with some memorabilia and a beautiful picture from Josh's university and some kind of old canister whiskey holders and this old boat here. And this boat has been slightly destroyed by my son, but I kind of love its rustic charm. It definitely needs fixing, but like I said, this isn't like a perfect makeover. It's just things that we've had, things that we've bought from charity shops just to add coziness to the space. And then we also, Josh made these shelves himself by chopping up all the wood, obviously, and staining it, and he loves doing things like that. And he also made this whiskey cabinet behind me, and he made that years ago now, and he likes to store just kind of more decorative whiskey there. It's not like he drinks whiskey all the time, but it's kind of at that sort of cozy feel, which is really nice to kind of put on display. It's very heavy, it's very rustic, and it's beautiful. He did a really good job. And then above that we have here memorabilia and the plate up there. And then this room has needed some coziness to it. It's quite cold in here sometimes. We've got old bay sash windows that are original to that. They still have the ropes on them that kind of pull up the bay window, which is beautiful, but it can get quite chilly. So it's important to add kind of cozy textures in, lots of blankets and warmth, just to make it feel a little bit more cozy and special in here. We also added in our beautiful pictures here. These were both from charity shops, both extremely cheap, but are very inspiring to us. And I think it's important that your space can feel as inspiring as possible. I really enjoy living in an inspiring place. That's why I love the countryside. It's why I love old things. It's why I love charity shopping, because you can find some really inspirational things. It's why I love dresses and fashion and things like that, because you're able to feel a little bit more inspired if you kind of invest in those things that inspire you. And books and writing and English literature, all of those things kind of are in one bracket for me, as well as the kind of old classic British interior. And it's not like we've done it perfectly, but it's really nice to be able to bring elements in that do inspire, and especially how much time Josh spends in here for his job. And my plan is to fill up the shelves here behind the bed with lots of books, and we're also adding more shelves up here too, and yeah, add some beautiful design elements there. And then we've got this beautiful blue striped bed linen on the bed that again adds that cozy texture that we've been looking for. And I heard recently about adding a splash of red to things, so we've added this striped cushion to this very kind of old armchair actually. I've debated a few times whether to get rid of this armchair because it's sort of floated around the house. We haven't had much space for it, but I just really like it. I just really like it and would like to keep it and like to showcase it as much as possible. So I've just added that red cushion on there next to the lamp for the desk, and then above the desk we have the outbound Lancaster crossing the east coast picture up there with a beautiful wooden rustic frame, and that's just really brings out the colour of the blue of the walls and makes it feel really cozy in here. So just a random cozy update, but I thought it'd be nice to share with you what we've been up to in this room. Maybe inspire you, but more to inspire me as I edit. Well, I love decorating for the season, the cozy seasons and winter and spring, and making it feel seasonal inside of your space and inside of the house. But I don't do that by buying lots of pumpkins and random stuff like that just to store away. I do that by just uplifting the space and making the space that you're in feel inspiring by adding design elements that feel nice and that you enjoy. And that's one way that I do decorate for the seasons. You know, I might add in cozy textures rather than, you know, a bunch of random pumpkins on my doorstep. I think those are cute and things, but I just don't want to spend a bunch of money on those. So it's nice to just keep feeling inspired by decorating your space and doing what you really love in your own space. So that's one way I've been embracing the autumn season the last few weeks, and it really does feel like autumn. I mean, it's so cold. I've opened up the window here. I am an advocate for opening up the windows to let air through the space. So I've been doing that, but gosh, it's a little bit chilly now, so I might have to close it. There is still so much to do in here, but I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me for a little update. But we're going to make some cozy hot chocolate today, have some autumn activities and enjoy the weekend as a family. As the leaves fall and the seasons turn, I'm reminded again that the quiet life is certainly not wasted. It's in the daily faithfulness, the unseen work, and the beauty cultivated right where we are. If this video encouraged you, I'd love for you to tap the hype button. It's a new thing, sort of around the like area, but it really does help small creators and it means so much. So thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Until next time, may you continue to build beauty, live quietly, and love deeply right where you are.